As the Prime Minister's time in office draws to a clumsy close, we can look ahead at who will get the top job next. Now, originally I believed that the Deputy Prime Minister, David Lammy, stood a chance, but it now seems he's not even in contention and isn't likely to hold up in the leadership election. So we now know there are three main candidates for the predicted election: Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, former Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, and former Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner. Now, this lineup shows quite clearly that the days of a centre and even left-centre Labour are over. Now, after the party showing their true ability, or lack thereof, in such position under Starmer, the party is turning towards its roots in socialism. Angela Rayner herself said this in a recent Twitter post, writing, "Labour exists to make the working people better off." Now, I concede that socialism has occasionally brought some good to Great Britain, namely under Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister from 1945 to 51, succeeding and preceding Sir Winston Churchill, where the NHS was founded. However, time and time again, socialism has proved to be a mistake for our country. Just look at the IMF bailout in 1976, when the Socialist Labour government had requested $3.9 billion from the International Monetary Fund to save the plummeting pound after up to a 27% inflation rate. Yes, 27% the year prior. Or we could see what happened with British Leyland, the company founded to save the British car industry, yet became synonymous with wildcat strikes by employees, reducing production and causing consumers to turn to lower-cost Japanese cars, defeating the point of the £3.5 billion adjusted for inflation invested in it. And it's simply causing British companies to compete with one another, resulting in poor quality all round with a mere 2.35% profit margin. Not to mention countless others, such as British Rail and Utilities, which lost over £500 million annually, yet had rail fares rise by a whopping 87% between 1974 and 76. Not to mention the mess that was the British Steel Corporation, which lost about £145 million a year by 1978. So this seems to have become a question of which potential Prime Minister will be the least worst. Honestly, the competition is strong for last place, I can assure you. So if we start with Andy Burnham, well, where should we start? Preferably near the end, frankly. Wherever he can, Burnham seems to emphasise he has a socialist stance, yet he's a supporter of New Labour and a denouncer of nationalisation, according to his Wikipedia page. There seems to be more U-turns in his opinions than there are in the pipes in the back of Hannah Spencer's van. Yet, in his Labour 2015 leadership bid, Burnham pledged to renationalise the British railway system, as noted in the same Wikipedia page, and has recently pledged to, should he succeed Starmer as PM, put energy, water and housing and transport under stronger public control. Despite supporting proportional representation in the Commons, he has recently said that he would need to be in a manifesto and voted for in a general election, so is safe from that for now. Moving swiftly